He's getting into college without the help of wealth and privilege and it's hard work. On the mantle in a South Los Angeles home, the lovingly arranged keepsakes reflect a family's pride. Damian Lester Jr. smiles broadly in his senior class portrait, decked out in the blue cap and gown of nearby. His certificate of the achievements have impressed colleges, and the first offers of admission have come in UC Davis and the University of Nevada, Las Vegas so far, with word from his top choices, UCLA and USC, still to come. Damian, 18, is getting into college without the advantages of privilege or wealth. His daily reality is worlds away from those described in which wealthy parents allegedly paid to fake and bribe their children's way into top universities. Damian lives with his grandparents near Watson, which ranks third in violent crime among more than 200 LA neighborhoods mapped by the Times. The median household, the high school student aims to beat those odds. He will graduate. Damian's grandfather joined the military after high school and now works as a janitor. Under his grandmother's watchful eye, Damian managed to avoid the gangs, dodge the street shootings and steer clear of drugs. For him, "I know my job is to do well in school so I can have better options for myself," Damian said. Not being on a recent day, Damian arrived at school just before 8 a.m. to make the morning announcements as student body president, walking past lockers and halls painted in Washington Prep's patriotic red, white, and blue. He gave fist bump. Alexina Coleman, a senior, said Damian was one of the first to befriend her when she transferred to the school last year. "No one has a bad thing to say about Damian," she said. On this day, Damian had his usual full academic schedule: creative writing, AP Government, and AP English Literature, and seemed not to waste a minute. He spent some time. "Just because of my race doesn't mean I can't achieve," he said, sizing photos and tweaking colors and fonts. Related video: Hey Race, how to legally help get your kids into college, provided by BUZZ60. For his leadership class, he strode through campus to pin down logistics for an upcoming celebration of school athletes and collect money for a fundraising campaign for cancer research. In one classroom, he shook a donation box and flashed his charismatic smile. "Anybody?" Principal Techiel Bird and her staff have worked hard to build a college-going culture. But it's hard. At private Harvard Westlake School, for instance, 9 deans worked with about 900 students from sophomore through senior year to help them with academic and college counseling. 3/4 of the Studio City School offers 28 AP courses and spring college tours for juniors. Last year, at Washington Prep, Bird finally was able to hire her first full-time college counselor for her 800 students last fall using a 3-year grant from the Los Angeles Unified School District. She'll have to scramble. Students rely on free tutoring from sources such as the online Khan Academy, as well as academic support from nonprofit organizations, USC, UCLA, and LA Southwest College. It's disheartening to see people with so many financial resources using their privilege in negative ways to give their children an edge, Bird said of the parents involved in the admissions scandal. "We have to rely on few more so than Damian," school staff say. After his last "Good luck, Damian, you got this," she said. "I believe in you." Zaldana has high hopes for Damian's college future, despite his dismal SAT test results, which ranked below the 10th percentile. "He has no money. With his grades, you can see everything is possible," she said. "He's an overachiever." Damian's drive took root slowly. He flunked first. A 5th grade teacher saw Damian's potential and urged his grandmother, Linda Reedy, to send him to a magnet program at a middle school outside the neighborhood. "There," he said, "all I can really say is that I had an epiphany. I said, in high school, he started to ace classes and grew fascinated with history, compiling a personal library of nearly 40 books on ancient Mesopotamia, Marco Polo, Genghis Khan, Sir Francis Drake. Now he's turned to new interests both to express his creativity and make money for himself and his family. He creates beats, it's making money the right way, he said. He recently demonstrated his voices on the computer he assembled a few years ago. He can do a Jamaican. He records in his closet, which he padded with foam and closed off with a heavy blanket. He live streams on Twitch, chatting about pop culture, college, and dispensing life advice. The other day, wear a long sleeve, man. Be as respectful. Donations from his 4,714 followers have helped him raise about $7,000 in the last 3 years, he says, covering family health bills, his microphone, double monitors, computer parts, a keyboard and a set of weights. But he and his family don't have the kind of money needed for college because even with financial aid, he'll still need thousands for housing, food, and other expenses. Family conflicts, financial stress, the crush of his studies and others' expectations all came to a head last fall. He told Bird in November, he had a meltdown, punched his bedroom wall and broke his right hand. A resulting bone, he says the enforced rest gave him time to regroup. Things had to get as he awaits word from colleges, he is philosophical about the scandal in the news. Karma will bite hard. Love, family, friends, Damien said. Those things make me. Twitter @.
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.